Hello everybody, it's your boy Mintleaf, YouTube's most skillish gamer. Welcome to Arknights ending a Grand Overture event. Let's begin with the normal stages in G0-1. Lingering scores. This is the team that I use: Fang, Cruz, Norcon, and Ansel. Super simple because it's the first stage. If it's a bit too difficult, then I don't know what they're doing. Okay, let's go ahead. As usual, always drop down your vanguards first.
In position.
Start gaining DP. Okay, drop down my Cruz.
I'm listening. Everyone.
Drop down Ansel. And then after that, I can just drop down Norcon and call it a day. And basically, you can AFK until the end.
There you are. Thrust.
Okay, maybe I should explain some of the mechanics of this event. So the gimmick and the mechanics of this event is something called gear. And your operators, both operators and enemies can use gear. So for example, this guy right here, this guy with the little like catapult here, after every few attacks, he can actually steal a piece of gear from your operators if you have the piece of gear. But if you don't, then they'll just do a bit of extra damage. I think it's a bit of extra arts damage. I think it's arts. I'm pretty sure it's arts. So it's either arts or physical. I think it's arts. Why did I talk about this for so long? Anyway, yeah, so this guy can steal a piece of gear from your operators, and what gear does, you guys will know if you play the tutorial level, is basically there will be 3 types of gear: one for increasing attack, one for increasing defense, and one for inflicting disarm. If the enemies have it, they will inflict disarm. If your operators have it, they will inflict frighten, you know, like the one from Dagon Breaker, making them unable to attack, yeah, when blocked. And all these gears, all these pieces of gears, that when they're equipped, they will also grant a shield which blocks all damage until it's broken. So it's kind of annoying, but this is just the first stage. You guys will see more of it later. Anyway, that is it for GO-1. Okay guys, so let's clear GO-2, Crippling Illness. This is the team that I use. A little bit more operators now: Fang, Vanilla, Cruz, Paprika, Midnight, Ansel, Beagle, and Stewart. So from this stage onward, we're really going to start seeing exactly how gear can impact both your operators and the enemies. And let's begin immediately deploying our 2 vanguards. This is a freight car, by the way, so this thing is unblockable, can be attacked by enemies, but cannot be destroyed unless, cannot be defeated unless you send them to this thing, which is called a center. When you activate the center, all of these kind of freight cars will go to the center and drop gear around. Actually, it doesn't drop gear. What it does is that it will increase the DP by 30 points, I believe. Okay, anyway, let's drop down Cruz here and drop down Stewart. As you see, that guy picked up an attack type of gear. So this is the attack kind of gear. This is the defense kind of gear, as you can see right now. Let's drop down Ansel. Let's drop down Ansel here. That's right. Let's drop down Paprika. You see, they cannot be blocked by your operators. Let's drop down Midnight as well. And I know this is going to look a little bit weird, but trust me, there's a reason I want to deploy them like this. And now drop down Beagle here. Okay, so this is basically like a tanky guy. He just picked up the defense, what's it called, the defense thing. The defense piece of gear. Now he's like super tanky because he needs a lot of hits to destroy the barrier. And my operators don't do a lot of damage right now because, you know, they're low gear. Still, we can make the best. Let's use Midnight skill. Also, something annoying about these guys is like this, for example, every few attacks it will do a cross damage, okay, cross damage, which deals quite a bit of, which is very bad if you have high ground operators next to you. Anyhow, let's just let things play out. Don't need to retreat my vanguards, let them just generate DP, and in case of enemies that leak, because a small part of this event is that some of the gear can be very RNG that drops out, because, I mean, well, duh. It randomly drops out, I believe. So yeah, by the way, this thing, when it gets to full DP, full SP, and you also have one of those what's called freight cars inside it, Wait, where did the freight car go? Oh yeah, I think it went to the blue box. So when the freight car goes to it, it'll drop down 8 pieces of gear around it. enemies can pick it up, and so you can your operators. Okay, this one increase the attack, as you can see. You can also see on the enemies that there's small icon following them. This is attack increase. That's increase Beagle's defense before she gets wrecked. But now it's destroyed because the operators destroyed the barrier. I mean the shield, not barrier, different thing. So yeah, a lot of things I just said. Number one is that the piece of gear can be used by both your operators and the enemies. Number two is that when enemies have the piece of equipment, they have a shield, and when you destroy the shield, you also destroy the equipment. Okay, destroy shield, destroy equipment. All right, that's it for GO-2. Okay guys, let's do GO-3. Parliament's Voice. It looks like a scary level, but I promise you it won't be. This is the team that I used: Vanilla, Fang, Midnight, Steward, Ansel, Hibiscus, and Malantha. We are going to activate Malantha's skill on this level. Okay, as usual, let's begin. So you see this is looking pretty complicated, pretty scary. This thing is almost something you should not see on the internet, but okay, very interesting design. Let's drop down our 2 Vanguards as usual for some TP, Fang and Vanilla. Now let's drop down Midnight to take care of this guy, because he's kind of annoying. Okay, activate skill. Now let's drop down Steward here on this tile. Now let's also drop down Malantha. Actually, no, not yet. Let's wait for a bit more TP so I can drop down both Ansel and Malantha on the same tile, at the same time, around the same time like this. And over here, you can just drop down Hibiscus to heal everyone here in this area. Don't worry, I mean, at least at max level and 100% trust, my 2 Vanguards can take care of all these enemies at top. Okay, Malantha will take care of all the enemies on the right side, and also that one guy. Earlier you guys saw the one guy with the catapult. Like I said, these catapult guys can steal gear from your operators, but only if they're equipped. Otherwise, they don't do anything special really. Okay, so these guys also will pick up all the gear here. That's okay, because our operators will take care of them. See? Hold on. Once the shield is gone, you see that, guys? Once the shield is gone, they will no longer have the piece of gear. Okay, activate Vanilla skill to increase attack. So you see? Hit, hit, hit. And then once the shield is no longer there, this guy has lost his piece of gear as well. Of course, if you don't have enough, enough damage up top, you can just bring in Popka as well and swap out one of your Vanguards, or just put her in the front. But I could do it because my Vanguards are a little bit more leveled. Okay, that's it for GO-3. Okay guys, let's do GO-4, Alcohol and Placebo. This stage is slightly more annoying because of a certain unit called a drone. So this is the team that I'm using: Fang, Vanilla, Hibiscus, Meteor, Cruz, Beaker, Cora, and Midnight. So I have 2 4-stars. I highly recommend Meteor because Meteor she does have the defense down for the drone, which is really good. I mean, of course, if you have even stronger marksmen, because these guys I think are weaker towards physical damage compared to arts damage, I think, at least according to the resistances, but the stats are always very weird in Arknights. Anyway, drop down our Vanguards first, then drop down Cruz here. Again, if you have a really strong marksman, maybe you have Exu. If you have Exuzia, just put her down. If you have the 5 stars like Platinum, Blue Poison, even better, because those 2 are really good. Okay, drop down medics. 1 medic here to face up and heal these 2. 1 medic to face the left, you see. Also, by the way, as you can see, these things will actually shoot the freight cars, these like little weird robot things. But the robot things won't die, remember that. Robot things won't die, but what happens is that they will stun operators in a cross and drop gear. Kind of like the drone itself. As you can see, the drone died, it crashed here, and it dropped gear in 4 squares. Okay, let's drop down Beagle here as well. And also 1 more. Actually, I need to retreat. I should probably retreat one of them. Nah, I don't have to retreat yet. Actually, no, what I should do is to drop down Midnight later, not now. Okay, drop down Korra here. What is Korra's purpose here? Korra's purpose here is basically to draw aggro from the next drone, because there will be one more drone that spawns. Also up here you can see again my 2 vanguards can handle it, but if you want to be more efficient, I think one Popka is more than enough. Yeah, one Popka is enough. Okay, you see the drone is shooting at the Beagle right now. It's okay. I mean, not Beagle, Core right now. Also, you see the disarm effect right there. Don't worry, our 2 marksmen will take out this drone, but it will fall here and kill Cruz, which is slightly annoying. Yeah, Cruz died. It's okay, that happens. Let's also help Ansel increase damage. By the way, those enemies with the disarm thing, with the disarm piece of gear, that means when they disarm your operator, I think they also do arts damage, which is a lot of damage, because, you know, arts for normal defenders is pretty high. Okay, it's okay though, we have Midnight helping us clear out. I did try it without Midnight, but the thing without Midnight is they will defeat Beagle and then Leak depending on the gear that's dropped here. Because again, this event has a bit of RNG, so super annoying. Okay, that's it for GO-4. Again, I highly recommend bringing in Midnight or some other like ranged Lord's Guard to deal some extra damage. Okay, let's clear GO-5. Where is it? Here you go. Scrap and Nail. I'm bringing out all the bit more 4 stars now because things are getting a little bit more difficult. Fang, Vanilla, Lava, Ansel, Hibiscus, Kura, Bubble, and Torter. Torter is basically there just for some extra damage.
Orders ASAP, please.
I do think that if maybe your defenders are a bit stronger, I mean, maybe if you have, I don't know, what's it called? The Juggernaut defenders like Mudrock and Penance don't have to be super stressed. But anyway, don't do that. Don't drop the... I'm going to drop down my Vanguard operators, not on top of the pieces of gear, but just like here.
Understood.
Because these will be... I want to give these pieces of gear to my defenders later. Okay. Let's drop down Torter. I think Torter here. No, here, because later defenders are going to be here. Okay. Drop down my... what's it called? Medics here. Okay, activate Torter's skill for some extra damage. Torter does some really good damage, honestly. And also drop down Hibiscus here. No, not here. Like this.
It's safe here. Your word. Take that.
Now time to drop down. Actually, no, hold on a bit. Drop down. Actually, wait for even more DP. I just cannot make up my mind now, can I?
That's it.
Okay, drop down Bubble here. On this tile. And activate Lava skill as soon as she's deployed. Let's drop down Korra. Actually, you can leave the Vanguards here to eat up most of the damage or the first hit from these pieces of gear. Oh, as you can see, there are also 2 new enemies here. I mean, this is same enemy type. These guys are called the Milska Mercenaries in game. They what they do is that they can equip up to 3 pieces of gear. Now, you might have realized that these normal enemies can only equip 1 piece of gear at a time. The Milska Mercenaries can equip up to 3 pieces of gear at a time. And they can even steal other pieces of gear from the other operators. So they are really, really painful. And you can see they deal a lot of damage. My Vanilla is dead, but it's okay. It's perfectly fine. Fang is probably gonna die. It's okay too. Activate Torter skill. This is why I needed an extra medic, because otherwise Ansel's gonna get his ass absolutely smashed. Don't take that out of context. Okay, Torter for some extra damage. Lava skill is almost ready. So this is another Milska Mercenary coming in. This one only has 2 pieces of gear. You can see one is the defense and one is the disarm piece of gear. Okay, activate Lava skill. Activate both Bubble and Korra.
Doctor, I can heal that wound in no time.
Let's activate all the skills to make sure they are healthy. The berries kind of take some time. So this guy is, by the way, this guy is kind of stuck in the middle. Okay, with Torter. And Torter does some seriously a lot of damage. Okay, good.
I foresaw this result earlier.
Good.
A perfect
And
victory.
that is it for GO-5. Okay guys, so let's clear GO-6. The Dinner Proclamation. It's a little bit of a difficult stage, this one. But this is the team that I use. Myrtle, Cruz, Stewart, May, Bubble, Kura, Pure Stream, Beagle, Sasro, and Pudding. Quite a number of units for this level, but the reason is that you start off very, very disadvantaged and very difficult. Like, you guys will see why. Okay, so you see, because you start off two of these annoying drones here, which is very dangerous because they can do quite a bit of damage. And if you drop down Myrtle here, even here, you'll get one-shotted. And when you drop down Cruz, drop down Stewart. So these two will help to take out the first drone. Okay, let's just hold off on, you can just hold off on deploying any of your operators first. Okay. Also, I mean, simple fact, but just in case, don't activate Moto's skill whenever she's blocking enemies that close. Okay, the drone is dead. Good. Drop down. Immediately start dropping down the rest of your units. May, Pudding, Pure Stream on this tile, Sasuro on this tile as well. These guys might deal a bit more damage, but thankfully even they can out heal. Okay, and also by the way, retreat Stewart. As soon as they're done, as soon as Cruz has killed that enemy, retreat Cruz, drop down. Oh no, that was close. Drop down Beagle here, drop down Bubble here, and then also drop down Korra here. Korra, like I said, will be Korra, kind of just like the level earlier, will be basically the bait. Okay, activate Pudding. Actually, I should have activated Pudding a little bit early, but it's okay. My Pudding is like level 7. Like the skill level 7, so hopefully it shouldn't be too long. Okay, so the next drone is here. So as you can see, the skill charging up pretty fast. If you want to take the heat off of your operators, you can also use Bubble, because Bubble has to taunt after all. And also Pudding does slow with her Chain Caster, because of the Chain Caster trait. Okay. Wait. Activate Bubble skill, activate Korra skill, activate Moto even though she's not doing anything, activate Beagle because why not? This thing is gonna die, it's gonna fall on top of... You saw that it's gonna fall on top... Oh, I think it fell here. It counted over here. That's why Beagle got hit. Wait, but no, but then if Beagle got hit, then why didn't Pudding get hit? And I actually said, well damn, I actually don't know. Okay, retreat Moto and just drop down... I guess you can drop down Stewart if you want, because these guys are pretty tanky. But yeah, if not, that's kind of it. I mean, I know it looks kind of effortless on my part, but it was a pain to kind of get this strategy rolling without using a 6-star. Yeah, so because I saved the 6 stars for the more difficult stages. I say difficult, but with a 6-star, those stages become super easy. Anyway, that is it for GO-6. Okay, let's clear GO-7 Rusted Crown with 1 6-star, Thorny, and also Myrtle, Pudding, Hummus, Korra, and Sasro, my, accompanying 4 stars. This stage is actually quite simple because, yeah, it's honestly quite simple because Thorns alone will help to guard one part of the map,
My time is valuable.
while your other operators fight to guard the bottom side of the map. Okay, activate the skill, activate the other skill, drop down Tony. Don't worry about these guys, like I said, Tony will basically guard this entire side. Now drop down Hummus. Yeah, drop the Hummus. And now they'll change target. Instead of attacking this thing, they will target Hummus. I find it very interesting that they don't actually have like what's it called, a priority to attack this thing. Interesting, very interesting. I can drop Sasura last because she won't be in any danger. Yep, and drop down Korra here. There you go. And basically this will be our entire defense for this one bottom lane, because I think some strong enemies will spawn. Yeah, some of the strong enemies will spawn from down here. Okay, you see these guys that disarm, but we destroyed the shield, so he couldn't quite disarm my Korra. Okay, Tony. So the Milska Mercenary. Okay, by the way, guys, look, the Milska Mercenary just stole the pieces of gear from these workers, from these like normal enemies, which is pretty funny. I'm pretty certain that this level is just us beating up some poor people and their local police, like the local watchmen. These guys are called like the watchmen or something. I can't believe we're doing that. We're supposed to be the good guys, right?
What? You think
Anyway, you can see.
me down with numbers?
No, not too difficult, honestly.
I have to get serious now.
These guys will take a bit, but that's why we have pudding, because pudding can deal lots of damage. Pudding has some pretty good attack as well.
Understood.
What? You think you're gonna grind me down with numbers?
This thing will be destroyed, however, because remember, these guys will do AoE damage in a cross. The guy's like a 0 HP after Thorn's poison.
There's more of you? What a day.
After this, will be the last enemy.
Ooh, we're counting on you.
The last enemy will be melted into scrap.
Mission accomplished.
Very nice. Yeah, super simple but thorny. Yeah, so this was GO-7. Okay guys, let's clear GO-8, Sword Reforged in War. There is a medal for this stage which requires you to activate this thing, the Munitions Factory Command Center. Very long name, but basically the center that we've been seeing from the maps from earlier. And this is the team that I use: Blaze, Nerl, and Pure Stream. Nerl, you actually don't need Pure Stream if you have someone like Saria or Shu as one. But let's pretend I'm just gonna use one 6-star and just Blaze, which will be Blaze. So yeah, like I said, there will be a medal, which is you need to activate this thing one time basically. That's all. It's a very simple medal. Okay, let's get some DP. For Blaze, go. Facing up. So these ones spawn here are all going to be fixed, so don't you worry. It's not going to be RNG for these pieces of gear. The only RNG will be from the command center. Okay. I can actually save up on I don't have to immediately press. I don't have to immediately deploy. No, I am just not having a good time with words today. Okay, drop down no last. And once you have enough DP, you can just activate this command center and it'll pull all the freight trains there. Either one, but I think this one is just fine. Okay, see? This guy does a lot of damage, just immediately heal with Pure Stream. Pure Stream is a pretty good healer. Oh no, he's more than enough.
Don't worry if you see fire. That's just a side effect.
Okay, disarmed my no, but it's okay. Blaze's skill has been activated. And the munitions factory just dumped out all of his gear. I don't know what she got. What did she get? Oh, she got extra attack, which is good. But even if she doesn't get the extra attack, she gets defense, she gets the disarm. It's perfectly fine, guys. I promise you, it's perfectly fine. It's gonna be pretty scary though, because the next mercenary that comes in is gonna pick up all 3 types of gear. But that's why Pure Stream is good, because of her burst healing. I think you could probably do it with Sasuro. It's just that Sasuro won't be able to cover Blaze. I pick Pure Stream because I can cover Blaze as well. So this is pretty funny because I wonder if Lumen will work, because Lumen doesn't really have burst healing. He has more like a very strong sustained healing. Anyhow, this mercenary is coming in. Gonna start bully. He's gonna try and bully my what's it called? No, but it's okay.
Don't be afraid.
He already used up his attack. Okay, this guy's also doing the same thing. Heal. She surprisingly doesn't do as much damage as I thought. Okay, I will say, guys, you can probably deploy maybe one more operator here, this tower right here below, just in case of RNG. Because I have seen where the some of the enemies from the left side will have disarm, and then they will disarm your Blaze, and then one enemy will leave, just one enemy. So maybe you can bring in a gravel, you could bring in, I don't know, like say someone else, maybe a guard, maybe a defender. Because like I said, this I think I mentioned earlier that this event has quite a bit of RNG. But yeah, that's it for GO-8. Okay guys, let's clear GO-9, a hero's final bow. This stage is a little bit annoying if you want to get the trimmed medal because it's very RNG dependent, and also if you want to farm, it's also super annoying for the same reason, RNG. Anyway, this is the team that I use: Mudrock, Whistle, and Shu S1 or Saria S1. They both work. I've seen people clear the stage with Typhon instead of Whistle, and I would say that's okay. That is, I mean, I did it as well, but it does need a little bit of RNG. Anyway, Alistair, Final Flame of the Empire. I do prefer his unofficial translation called Alistair Last Light of the Empire, but okay. Drop down Mudrock here. Mudrock will basically help to guard the entire top lane. So what he can do is first and foremost, you can see what he's doing is that he can choose an operator and do damage in a cross and drop gear on top. Okay, now I have enough TP. Let's drop down Whistle here.
Crash the mission briefing.
And and you can see he also summoned lions on top of the pieces of gear. He can summon lions, he can drop gear on top of your operators, and he can also use the pieces of gear for himself. So you see, he just activated the piece of gear underneath Mudrock. Let me slow things down. Underneath Mudrock. And with that, he now has a shield, which is super thick. But this is good because the trim medal wants us to break his shield twice. Okay, I think the shield has been broken, right? Let's just have one more shot just for fun. Good. Let's stop Whistle and drop down Shu. Speed things up again. And he just used the shield. He just used the shield again. And that's basically the trim medal. The trim medal can either be super easy if you have good luck like what I just had, or it can be very annoying because you'll keep spawning pieces of gear that aren't the shield gear, like the extra defense. But right now, after this, we can immediately just use... I'm going to immediately use Whistle's skill every time I have it off cooldown. But right now, because I want to just immediately nuke out Alistair. Alistair as a boss is kind of bleh. He's not very useful. Like I said, he can summon these annoying lions. He can drop gear on top of your allies on a cross. Then he can also take the pieces of gear and buff himself. And that's kind of it. He's also a boss like Salviento, like the Bishop Quintus, Salviento Bishop Quintus, whatever his stupid name is from the Undertides event, or also the Fragment of Sui from the Dusk, I think it was the Dusk event. Yeah, that one ugly monster that if you take too long, you will immediately lose the battle. Yeah, so he's one of those like insta-kill bosses. Oh yeah, why do I have to think of that boss when I can think about the Witch King? Yeah, the Witch King from the Zwillingsstürmer im Herbst event, you know, the Viviana and Virtuosa event. Immediately defeating you, you will immediately lose the stage, basically, if you wait too long. But yeah, now what we can do is just wait till the end. Oh, by the way, in case you're wondering why I'm not so shocked to see Steam Knight, this is actually just Steam Knight from Walmart because you can see he's not doing a lot of damage at all to my Shu. If it were the real Steam Knight, I would be very afraid, but it's not the real Steam Knight. I do believe that the real Steam Knight shows up in the EX stage, which is horrible. By the way, I just activated a skill to protect my Mudrock up there. I think the real Steam Knight shows up on the EX stage, but I need to check. You guys will see it in time, or you can probably just Google it on YouTube. But yeah, anyway, that is it for GO-9, and that is also it for all of the normal stages, the GO for ending a Grand Overture event. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I hope you guys took away something from how I cleared the stages. Thank you all so much for watching. This has been Mintleaf, YouTube's most skill-issue gamer and the worst doctor possible because I only know how to skill spam. Thank you all for watching. Hope you all do look forward to the EX stages opening. And see you guys then. Bye-bye.